Welcome, my friends. Today we are going to talk about something fundamental in JavaScript, something you will use every single day as a developer. We are talking about arrays. So what is an array? Think of it like a shopping list. Instead of having separate variables for each item, like item 1 equals milk, item 2 equals bread, and so on, you can have one single variable that holds all your items. This list is ordered, meaning each item has a specific position, starting from 0. This simple concept of grouping related data together is incredibly powerful and makes your code cleaner, more organized, and much easier to manage. Arrays are the backbone of modern web development. Imagine you are building an e-commerce website. You need to display a list of products, or maybe you're creating a social media app where you need to show a feed of posts. In both cases, you are dealing with a collection of items. Arrays are the perfect tool for this job. They allow you to store, access, and manipulate these collections with ease. Without arrays, you would be stuck writing repetitive, messy code that is difficult to read and even harder to maintain. Learning how to work with arrays effectively is not just a nice-to-have skill, it is absolutely essential for any aspiring JavaScript developer. In JavaScript, you can create an array very easily. You just use square brackets and separate your items with commas. For example, you can create a list of your favorite programming languages like this. Media group. Code editor, displaying programming languages list. Developer typing favorite programming languages at stock at distribute _ equally. Let languages equals open bracket JavaScript, Python, C#, close bracket. Now you have a single variable, languages, that holds 3 different values. You can access each value using its index, which is its position in the list. The first item is at index 0, the second at index 1, and so on. So languages at 0 would give you JavaScript. This is just the beginning. The real power comes from the built-in methods that JavaScript provides for working with these arrays. Throughout this guide, we are going to explore some of the most common and useful array methods. These are like special commands you can use on your arrays to perform specific tasks. We will look at methods for adding and removing items like push and pop. Then we will dive into more powerful methods like map, filter, and reduce, which allow you to transform and analyze your data in sophisticated ways. My goal is to make this simple and clear. By the end, you will have a solid foundation for mastering JavaScript arrays and writing more professional, efficient code. Let's get started. Let's begin with the 4 most basic methods for modifying arrays. These are push, pop, unshift, and shift. They are your go-to tools for adding or removing items from either the beginning or the end of an array. First up is push. This method is incredibly simple. It adds 1 or more items to the very end of an array. Imagine you have a shopping cart and you want to add a new item. You would use push. This method changes the original array by increasing its length and adding the new element. It's one of the most frequently used array methods you'll encounter. Here's a real-world example. Let's say we have an array representing a list of tasks to do. Let todo list equals open bracket, write code, test the app, close bracket, console.log open bracket, original list, to-do list close bracket, original list, write code, test the app, to-do list.push open bracket, deploy to server close bracket, console.log open bracket, after push, to-do list close bracket, after push write code, test the app, deploy to server. As you can see, the push method added the string deploy to server to the end of our to-do list array. The original array is now modified. The push method also returns the new length of the array, which in this case would be 3. Now what if you want to remove the last item? For that we use pop. The pop method removes the last element from an array and returns that element. This is like taking the last item you put in your shopping cart back out. Just like push, pop also modifies the original array, but it makes it shorter. Let shopping cart equals open bracket milk, bread, eggs, close bracket, console.log open bracket, original cart, shopping cart close bracket, original cart, milk, bread, eggs, let last item equals shopping cart dot pop open bracket close bracket, console.log open bracket, removed item, last item close bracket, removed item, eggs console.log open bracket, after pop, shopping cart close bracket, after pop, milk, bread. In this code, pop removed eggs from the shopping cart, and we stored it in the last item variable. The shopping cart array is now shorter. The unshift and shift methods are similar, but they work on the beginning of the array. Unshift adds an item to the start, and shift removes the first item. Now we move on to the more advanced, but incredibly powerful methods: map, filter, and reduce. These methods do not change the original array, instead they create a brand new array based on the original one. Let's start with map. The map method is used when you want to transform every single item in an array and create a new array with the transformed items. Think of it like running each item through a machine that changes it in some way. For example, you could take an array of numbers and create a new array containing the double of each number. Let's look at a practical example. Imagine we have an array of product objects and we want to get a new array containing only the names of the products. Let products equals open bracket open curly brace ID, one name laptop, price, 1,200 close curly brace open curly brace ID, 2, name mouse, price, 25 close curly brace open curly brace ID, 3, name keyboard, price, 75 close curly brace close bracket. Let product names equals products.map, open bracket product arrow function product.name close bracket, console.log open bracket product names close bracket, output, laptop, mouse, keyboard. Here, the map method iterates over each product object in the products array. For each object it executes the function we provided, which returns the name property. The map method collects all these names into a new array, product names. The original products array remains completely unchanged. Next we have filter. As the name suggests, the filter method is used to create a new array with only the items that pass a certain test. You provide a function that returns either true or false. If the function returns true for an item, that item is included in the new array. If it returns false, the item is left out. This is perfect for when you need to select a subset of data from a larger collection. Let prices equals open bracket 20, 150, 345, 80 close bracket. Let expensive prices equals prices.filter open bracket price arrow function price greater than 100 close bracket. Console.log open bracket expensive prices close bracket output 150, 300. In this example, we filtered the prices array. Our test was price greater than 100. Only the numbers 150 and 300 passed this test, so filter created a new array, expensive prices, containing only those two values. Finally, there is reduce. This one can seem a bit tricky at first, but it is extremely powerful. The reduce method is used to take all the items in an array and reduce them down to a single value. That single value could be a number, a string, or even an object. A classic example is summing up all the numbers in an array. Let numbers equals open bracket 5, 10, 15, 20 close bracket. Let sum equals numbers dot reduce open bracket open parenthesis accumulator, current value close parenthesis, arrow function, open curly brace, return accumulator plus current value close curly brace, 0 close bracket, console.log, open bracket sum close bracket, output, 50. Here, reduce iterates through the array. The accumulator is the value we are building up. It starts at 0, the second argument we pass to reduce. In each step, we add the current value to the accumulator. By the end, sum holds the total of all numbers. So, with all these methods, how do you know which one to use? It all comes down to what you are trying to accomplish. Think about your goal first, and then select the method that directly supports it. This approach will make your code more readable and self-explanatory. If your goal is simply to add an item to the end of a list, push is your clear choice. If you need to add it to the beginning, use unshift. These methods are for when you intend to mutate or change the original array directly. They are simple, fast, and get the job done for basic list management tasks. When you need to transform your data without changing the original source, you should look towards map, filter, and reduce. If your task is to create a new array of the same length but with each item modified, map is the perfect tool. For example, converting a list of user objects into a list of their email addresses. If you need to create a smaller array containing only the items that meet a specific condition, filter is what you need. Think of it as searching or querying your array, like finding all users who are over 18 years old. And what about reduce? You should reach for reduce when you need to process an entire array to compute a single final result. This could be calculating a sum, an average, or finding the maximum value. It can also be used for more complex tasks, like grouping items in an array into an object. For instance, you could use reduce to take an array of products and group them by category. While map and filter are for transforming or selecting items, reduce is for aggregating or summarizing the entire collection into one value. My best advice to you is to practice. Theory is great, but coding is a practical skill. Create your own arrays and experiment with these methods. Try to solve small problems. For example, create a list of numbers and find all the even ones using filter. Then, take that filtered list and square each number using map. Finally, sum up the new numbers using reduce. The more you use these methods, the more intuitive they will become. Don't be afraid to look up documentation on sites like MDN, the Mozilla Developer Network. There are many more array methods to discover, but mastering this core set will take your JavaScript skills to the next level. Happy coding!